Ja, dit is het.
Ja, dit is
Dus straight ahead. Ja.
Yes.
Ik zie hem staan.
In 1977, we made the first plans for a world tour overland. 37 years later, the dream became reality. We spent 4 years on the road, traveling through 5 continents. Our journey came to a sudden stop in Southeast Asia due to Corona. We have hit the road again, but nobody knows where and when our voyage will end. Just before the corona pandemic began, we stored our campervan Brave Dodo in Brunei and returned to the Netherlands. We waited for over 2 years for the borders to reopen.
For months we spelled the news about reopening of borders, and Brunei appears to be one of the last countries to admit foreigners again. As soon as we learn that the situation is changing, we start collecting papers and items that we need for our trip. We will be facing 3 challenges. Can we get into Brunei? Can we get our car? What situation is it? What status is it? And can we get out of Brunei with the car?
The most important documents: a road permit for the car, entry and exit permits for Brunei, vaccination and recovery certificates, Corona, e-tickets to Singapore and Brunei, a third-party liability insurance for Malaysia, hotel reservations for Singapore and Brunei, an international declaration healthcare insurance for Brunei and for Malaysia, the insurance policy for the healthcare insurance, the insurance policy for the travel insurance, an international declaration for the travel insurance, a health declaration for Brunei, a COVID test payment statement for Brunei, an arrival declaration card for Singapore, a carnet de passage, and 2 international driver's licenses. We have packed our stuff and we are now finally on the road. We have done our utmost to make sure that all paperwork is correct, but with all kinds of corona restrictions still in full force, there is always a risk that we are missing a paper or that some rule has changed. The first hurdle is the KLM check-in, and it appears not to be smooth. We have taken the first hurdle. Checking in required checking all documents, and apparently the information KLM had was not up to date. So we spent almost an hour with at last 6 KLM employees, but we could convince them that our information was correct, and we finally got our boarding passes.
Immigration went rather smoothly after we arrived on time. Our baggage was there and the hotel is inside the airport compound, so we are now going up there and we don't have any distance to walk.
The hotel is inside an enormous shopping mall with a kind of tropical garden in the center. We have dinner and make a walk around it.
We didn't sleep very well last night due to the jet lag, and now we are on our way for the next challenge, to get on a plane to Brunei and also to enter Brunei. When we went to sleep yesterday, there were a couple of trolleys in the corridor, and despite the room is very small, we decided to take one and put it in the room to have it in the morning. And that was a good idea because the other ones were all gone in the morning. Also, the hurdle of check-in at Singapore Airlines to Brunei has been taken, and it was a similar challenge like in Amsterdam. Again, the proof of recovery was the issue. Everything looked smooth until the lady walked away with our passports and the documents and stayed away for 15 minutes or so, and again it was then okay. Now the next hurdle to be taken is the entry into Brunei itself.
The last action before we can enter Brunei is a quick corona test. And then we are on our way to Syria, the town where we will stay until we can collect the car. Initially, the hotel staff doesn't want to give us a key because we're supposed to stay in quarantine until we have a test result. Food will be put on a table in front of our room. But again, we can convince them with our recovery certificate.
We've completed the mission and made it to the hotel in Syria, the closest place to where we will be able to find our campervan. The last part of the trip was in fact the smoothest one, and where we had expected the most serious check upon immigration in Brunei, it was the easiest one. After we arrived, we hadn't realized that it's Ramadan. We went out to have some lunch, but all restaurants were open only for takeaway. So we ended up buying some rolls.
In the afternoon, after our arrival in Syria, we make a walk to the beach. The beach is deserted, except for lots of wood, water bottles, crabs and garbage. In this way, by walking in the sun, we get used to the time change. After our dinner of wraps, we go to the bakery for a dessert. Every evening we choose a breakfast from 6 or so options, and that breakfast is then put on a table in front of our hotel room in the morning. Because we need to stock up as soon as we have our car, we start looking around in the shops what's available. This is the area of the oil industry of Brunei. Everywhere you see the equipment for pumping and processing oil. We are here at the monument for pumping up the billionth barrel of oil in Brunei. we continue with a second, longer walk along the beach.
Even children's playgrounds are inspired by the oil industry.
Around noon we go to the mosque where people get together for the Friday prayer.
On Friday, just after noon, we decide we go for some lunch, at least to pack up something, but then we realize that between 12 and 2 everything is closed on Friday, so we'll have to wait another 2 hours.
All shops are closed, hardly people on the street, a single car, that's all.
Yeah.
At last we can grab some pizza. Brunei is a sultanate that decided not to join Malaysia when the British left the area. It is a very Islamic country. In 2019, a strong form of Sharia was reintroduced. It is a very rich country due to the oil, but the people you meet in daily life don't appear to be poor, but not very rich either.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the park. We know first we'll have our breakfast, and after that it will be a great day today. It will be the day that we will be reunited with Brave Dodo, our campervan, after 801 days to be exact. Ik zie hem staan. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, this
It's straight ahead. Yeah.
Yes.
For the entire period that we were in the Netherlands, the car has been under this roof, taken care of by the parents-in-law of a Dutch Overlander.
I don't do left-handed driving.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Okay,
and she
yeah.
said, never mind, let me try.
Nou, doe hem even open. Ja. Nou, dat valt wel mee, hè? Oké.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It only open when Jamal.
Oké.
Yeah.
Ja.
We will need to do some serious cleaning, but most of it can be done in a self-service laundry.
There's one next to the hotel.
Yes, yes, there's one in Syria.
Yeah, we saw that already. Yeah, the main thing is now to get it going again.
Of course, we had agreed with the family to compensate them for the effort they took to take care of the car. Not long before our return to Brunei, an unsuccessful attempt to start the engine of the car had been made and the batteries had been tested. It was clear that they needed to be replaced.
Because that's the one that I called last time to check to come here because I don't want to go and bring the battery there. I just asked them to come here. And I think they have the battery for this one.
Okay.
Just don't know how much.
Okay, well, we'll see. Need to see that.
Then comes the big moment. Will the car start? Before we go, we say goodbye to the family.
Oh, you're going to do your journey.
We've started to bring all the stuff that has been in the car for over 2 years to the laundry and do some other cleaning. The electricity is still working, so we are really happy with where we stand now with the car. That's a nice place to tank. 20 euro cents per liter diesel.
A friendly neighbor enables us to fill water.
The last day for breakfast there certainly appear to be yogurts and fruit. So we'll enjoy it here before we go.
From the moment that we have the car, locals make pictures of it, selfies with it, or selfies with us in the car.
Okay.
We put all the items that we brought with us and the clean laundry in the car and buy some last things.
The next challenge awaits us today. We want to leave Brunei, but the entry paper for the car was only valid for 3 months, which due to Corona of course long has passed, so we don't have a valid paper for the car right now. Let's see what happens at the border.
Can we get the car out of Brunei? Watch the next episode to find out.